So I'm going to go straight to chat room, see if that works. Welcome, everybody. Hi. There we go. And I'll fade the music out, and you're welcome. Look at that. The chat room's even working. It's good stuff. Welcome aboard. It's House Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. It's been a crazy 72, 42, 3 months, 69 years, I think, in general. Yeah. Just a... Trump did not apologize in any way for what he said about Rob Reiner, because besides the fact that his brain is turning to cottage cheese, he's also a punk bitch. He's a weak human being who is incapable of, let's see, okay, hold on, Instagram, we're going live right now. There's Instagram. Okay, and then Substack should be up. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Substack, sorry about that. I'll have to repost it later somehow. I guess. Son of a, what the heck a doodle. Yeah, because I can't fix it once I'm in here. I think that's in it. Yeah, hold on. There you go. There you go. Save. Okay. Done. In theory, it should be up, but I don't know why it wouldn't be. All right. You know, sometimes it's just interweb stuff. CSL's internet is down. All kinds of crazy stuff is happening. I'm just happy to be here with you guys, chat room. Hello. Welcome. I do not have a Venmo or any of that stuff up, so if you remember to use it, go ahead. Otherwise, super chats and stars on Facebook and bits on Twitch, whatever. Otherwise, just lend me your eyeballs and we'll cover some of this stuff. I've got a hot out tonight because Summer needs to take a personal day tomorrow, and so I'm going to go with her and do such a thing. I will catch you guys up on the details of said personal day eventually, perhaps. But that's just part of the thing. I think I should be able to do a regular show tomorrow, but if not, that's why. And in the meantime, we've got to punch ahead because, let's start with Trump being a complete disgusting scumbag right out of the gate. This is him giving away Mexican border defense medals, a brand new, and boy does Raisin Kane look excited about the idea, doesn't he? This is this guy's asleep, and I understand it. Maybe he's just like, turn off your killer instinct, turn off your killer. No. So this is they made up this Mexican border defense medal, and now these guys are the first to get it. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We had a very good conversation 1 hour ago with the European leaders, many of them involving the war with Russia and Ukraine. We had a long discussion, and things are seemingly going well, but we've been saying that for a long time. And
right, yes, we know it's what's the word I'm looking for? Bullshit. Yes, you've been bullshitting this whole time, and you will continue to bullshit for the foreseeable future because this is bullshit.
Not good.
Right.
It's a difficult one. We had, as you know, settled 8 wars, and one was having a little problem yesterday, Thailand and Cambodia. We were able to straighten that out. There was some killing going on that shouldn't
yeah, it's just a little bit of killing going on. Shouldn't have happened.
have happened. And
Yeah. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Some killing obviously should be happening in parts of the world, but not there, obviously. Obviously, you don't have a problem with, say, I don't know, Sudan.
we appreciate them working to get it straightened out, and they have.
Yeah, they kind of have a good reason to, I guess.
The security protocols yesterday were amazing, and they have been amazing, having to do with Russia and Ukraine. And
Nope, you read that part already. The security protocols aren't doing great.
I had a long talk with President Zelensky. Also, I spoke with the heads of Germany, Italy,
All of them?
Finland, France, the United Kingdom, Poland, Norway, Denmark, and the Netherlands.
So you talked to the NATO leadership. You had a NATO call.
We had very long and very good talks.
It's really what, you're on the phone for 9 hours yesterday talking to everybody for.
And again, I think things are going along pretty well. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month.
Okay, you're right. I would say that's going pretty well. I mean, considering the majority of them were Russians, yeah, from a Ukrainian standpoint, I guess it's going pretty well. This is fucking weird.
Shouldn't happen.
Which part?
Should have never happened. Should have never started. That war should have never, ever started.
I agree. I feel that way, honestly, about most wars.
But it did, and we're trying to get it solved. That was Biden's situation. We're trying to get it done. And
which I'm to get it done. What was it? Sorry, what was that again?
I think we're closer now, and they will tell you that.
They will. Hold on.
What? Did, and we're trying to get it solved. That was Biden's situation. We're trying to get it done.
We're trying to get it done, I think is what he was attempting to say.
And I think we're closer now, and they will tell you.
Well, you couldn't be further away.
That.
Well, I mean, I take that back. Yes, he could.
We're closer now. We had numerous conversations with President Putin of Russia, and I think we're closer now than we have been ever. And we'll see what we can do. We want to save a lot of lives. We sell equipment to NATO. We don't spend any money, but we do want to see if we can save a lot of lives. When you
with those weapons, understood.
Losing 25,000 to 30,000 soldiers, mostly soldiers, or other
mostly
people too, from towns.
Oh, town. Okay, so soldiers come off of course, the soldier tree. They're grown in an orchard. It's that so soldiers don't come from towns.
And like places like Kiev.
It's like, Kiev is like a town, sure. I would call it a city.
There's other places throughout Ukraine. It's pretty bad. Nobody's seen anything like it. Actually, since World War II.
Actually, they have. Like, they've seen worse than that in, I don't know, Sudan. Jesus Christ, man. Have you seen northern Gaza?
But we're...
For real. Like, get the fuck out of here.
We're getting closer. We're having tremendous support from European leaders. They want to get it ended also. And at this...
Yes, they have a specific version of where it ends, where Russia, or the Ruski Mir dies a pitiful death, where the Russians can just fuck off.
Moment, Russia wants to get it ended. The problem is they'll want to get it ended, and then all of a sudden they won't, and Ukraine will want to get it ended, and all of a sudden they won't.
Maybe it's, I don't know. Call me nuts, but could it have anything to do with the details of the agreement? Not just so much, war, good God, y'all, what's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Maybe it is flipping that switch. Maybe, I'm just spitballing, but perhaps it's what you're offering. Or, in the case of the Russians, anything short of everything they're not interested in.
So we have to get them on the same page, but I think that's working along. Very good talk.
Why? Based on what? Seriously, based on what?
On day one of my administration, I signed an...
Also, he either has a lozenge in or he has to hock a loogie, and this is going to get gross.
Executive order making it core mission of the United States military to protect and defend the homeland, and today we're here to honor our military men and women for their central role in the protection of our border, something that I campaigned very, very strongly on, and they made me look really good. They're unbelievable. They made us all look good. I mean, we went from having millions of people pouring over our border.
From insane asylums and...
having none in the last 8 months, none.
Totally believable. And yet, fentanyl, still as easy to get, hasn't gone up in price. Interesting aspect of the supply and demand aspect of the fentanyl marketplace, that it doesn't seem to be affected by the main conduit, which you said was the way the drug got into the country.
In a few moments, we'll officially recognize their service by awarding them the Mexican Border Defense Medal.
Sorry, so they're now defending Mexico?
Which is a big deal.
You mean the U.S. border with Mexico Defense Medal? Or are these Mexican soldiers?
We're joined.
Sorry, I forgot for a moment and I accidentally used logic. Please continue being an idiot.
For this occasion by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Attorney General Pam Bondi, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan Kane, Commander
He has such a hard time not saying raisin.
of U.S. Northern Command, General Gregory Gio,
I love it when names venture outside the normal vowel consonant structure.
Commander of the Southern Border Task Force, Major General Scott Noman, Command Sergeant Major Brett Johnson of the U.S.
Look how petrified Hegseth is. He's watching the list. He's literally reading it over his shoulder like, don't say the names wrong. You sound like a moron. And Kane's like, it is what it is. Shit happens. Hooah.
Army's 10th Mountain Division, Administrator of the Drug Enforcement Agency, Terry Cole, and many other members of our administration who have done an
Our administration is wonderful.
incredible job on the border. You know, people forget now that the border has been secure for actually 7 months. Think of it, more. And they don't mention the border anymore. Nobody talks about the border. They talk about affordability, and we're the ones that are bringing the prices down. We were given the worst inflation in our country.
Nah, actually, you weren't. The worst inflation happened in the beginning of year 2 as all the countries got back, moving again, and we had supply shock, not monetary inflation. And the Biden administration started bringing that down. You stalled that descent.
It's history, and we're bringing the prices down. But the
because gas and everything's gas, and that's the thing is any of these situations, gas is one of those things where you bring down the price of gas, everything else goes.
Affordability is on the Democrats because they have made it unaffordable to be in this country, but we're bringing those prices down, and they're coming down quickly. Energy is coming way down, and if you look, gasoline prices are hitting in many locations $1.99 a gallon. Nobody thought they'd see that. There were
They don't
$4,
like the
$5, and
gas.
$6 a gallon under Biden.
That would be due to the fact that the entire world was shut down.
The 4 years before I took office, our southern border was surrendered to criminals, drug cartels, human traffickers, and child smugglers. Our entire
It says it right here on the paper.
southwest border on the Mexican side is under the physical control of cartels that are among the most violent entities nobody's ever seen anywhere on the planet. The most violent people on the planet.
Right on our southern border? Then why have we not bombed Mexico? Oh, wait, don't give them any ideas.
Remember when the Democrats and others, the radical left, used to say that the people they're allowing into our country, immigrants, are nice people. They're not violent like our people. Well, they make our people look like babies.
Really? What? Because we start crying, or because all your people are shitting their pants? What do you mean?
These are some of the most violent criminals anywhere on earth from many countries, not just Venezuela. Venezuela emptied their jails into our country.
And those how did they have buses deliver them all the way up? So all the Central American countries just let busloads of fucking lunatics roll through their country with a Venezuelan pass? What did customs look like in that situation?
But others have also. The Congo has. So many other countries have.
Why'd you make a deal with the Congo then? Why wouldn't you just side with Rwanda?
And we don't put up with it. I have to say
by the way, Russia and China just stopped paying for the caravans. By and large, that's what slowed everything to a trickle.
drugs coming in by sea are down 94%.
Right. And how do we know this? What's the 94% of what?
And we're trying to figure out who the other 6% are.
Well, sure. I mean, you got to keep looking because apparently it's enough drugs in that 6% to make everybody, all of Don Jr.'s friends fucked up.
But they're down 94%, and we're going to start hitting
Again, based on what?
on land, which is a lot easier to do, frankly. But these are a direct military threat to the United States of America. They're trying to drug out our country.
Are they? That's it. Well, okay. That's a strategy. Operation Drug Out.
And you could look throughout history. Look at China when they were loaded up with drugs.
The Opium Wars, you mean?
They were suffering greatly, and others were able to take them over.
The British?
And other countries also. They're trying to drug out our country, and we're reversing it rapidly, actually. But with the help of our great service members, we've stopped the invasion in its tracks, and we're dismantling the cartels very rapidly. And
no, you're not. But the cartels are not being dismantled rapidly. Like, not even close. Like, what in the fuck? You could blow up every boat they set through, out in international waters from Venezuela. It's not going to do shit to the organization, stupid.
They are being declared enemies of the United States of America.
Are they? Just in general. By whom? I guess by Hume?
Been so declared, legally declared. More than 25,000 warriors have served in this historic operation. It is indeed
a historic operation, because it said historic operation on the paper. It's a historic operation.
Incredible and historic operation. And we've never done anything so effectively, and we've had a lot of victories. They've spent night and day enduring scorching hot and bitter cold, and they've given up.
Yes, watching areas of the border where nothing happens.
Their holidays and their weekends, working with the officers of Customs and Border Protection. Our armed forces have...
God damn, the saliva's going to kill me. Jesus. Is that chat room? Is it... I've got to know. Loogie or lozenge? I think he has a lozenge in his mouth because I think he's sick. But he keeps talking like this, and it's completely disgusting. Ugh. Jesus.
Already conducted nearly 13,000 patrols along the border, and today we give these great warriors the recognition that they have earned, and they have really earned it.
Oh, it's so earned. It says earned right here in the paper. They have earned it. It's earned. It says right here.
The military component of our border security efforts is just the beginning. We're also designating the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, a big deal from a legal standpoint and military.
Legally, it makes me able to kill anybody I determine is part of a foreign terrorist organization. I wish I could do it to Antifa. I want to do it to them.
Standpoint. We've ended catch and release, and we endured and ensured.
Both, sure. You endure and you insure. It's one of the ways you do insure things is by enduring them.
That anyone who sets foot across our border illegally is intercepted, arrested, and immediately deported, or if they're really bad, they're put into prison because we don't want to ever take a chance if they come back.
This is the part where he's trying to, rescind his whole thing of, releasing violent criminals back to, I guess, to the custody of the gangs they came from.
As a result, illegal border crossings have plummeted to the lowest level ever recorded in the history of our country. Think of that.
Yes, almost like back when we didn't even bother to keep numbers. Now we're making fake numbers, so it's the same.
The history of our country, you can all be very proud.
I am. I'm very proud. I feel proud at this very moment. I'm so glad I'm not wearing pants, because the amount of pride I feel would probably make them not fit as well.
For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States of America.
Technically, no illegal immigrants are ever admitted. If they're given asylum or temporary status, then they're technically legally admitted. Yeah.
We inherited the worst border in the history of our country, one of the worst borders, I would say, in the world. I can't imagine any border in the world being worse.
What the fuck does that mean? It's always been the same border.
When they allowed 25 million people to come in. And again, many of these people are gang members and from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums.
Both.
And some of the worst people on earth they allowed to come into our country. We're getting a lot of them out.
Yeah, a bunch of them self-deported, and I think it's very nice of them. Like a bunch of Hannibal Lecters who self-deported because, man, if we'd have caught them, we'd have sent them home too. But luckily they left. We just have to assume they were here.
We've made a big dent.
Uh-huh.
And the self-deportation is something nobody talks about.
I just talked about it. See, what did I say?
But literally millions of people are self-deporting because...
Oh, yeah, millions. Millions. They're getting the hell out, buddy. Yeah, well, that's why you're not seeing the numbers. Stop bugging Tom Homan. It's not his fault he can't catch all these people. They're leaving on their own.
They don't want to be captured.
Why? Sorry, if they made it all the way to fucking, I don't know, Washington State, and you're going to send them home anyways, why would they bother to self-deport? Why not just let you catch them and give them a ride? I mean, you're going to fly them home for free.
Once they're captured, they don't have the chance to self-deport.
Well, they don't have to.
They never have the chance.
They also don't have the expense, I guess, of self-deporting. No bus tickets, no plane tickets.
To come back into our country. We inherited that border from an incompetent administration and turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. So we took the worst border in the history of our country.
Yeah, you just said that part.
And in a period of 2 months, we turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. During this time, we've also achieved a 50% drop in the amount of fentanyl coming across the border, and China is working with us very closely
on raising that number,
bringing down the number and the amount of fentanyl that's being shipped. You know, fentanyl is very bad when you mix it with certain ingredients, but it all...
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Kool-Aid, pudding, circus peanuts. I could go on.
So is very important for medicine, for anesthesias, various other things. I want people to understand that. It's not
what
made necessarily for bad. When it's mixed with certain things, it becomes bad.
No. No. Fentanyl is bad when you have it. It's a pain reliever. It's an opioid. It's not an anesthetic. What? What's he talking about? No, it doesn't need anything. Pure fentanyl will just fucking kill you. What? What does he think people are doing?
And that's what's taking place in Mexico. And
I see. Are they mixing it or unmixing it?
We've got it.
Sorry, the Chinese are sending them like fentanyl with fruit flavors, and the Mexican cartels are removing the fruit flavoring. Is that and hiding them in avocado pits?
Down to a much lower number, not satisfactory, but it will be satisfactory soon. In May, we executed the largest fentanyl bust in the history of the U.S.
Yes, Dale, you absolutely did. And apparently, it's overuse of stimulants to make your salivary glands overact.
3 million fentanyl pills all at one time. Think of that.
Thinking about it. I can't even think about it.
Million pills. It's amounted to billions of dollars worth of drugs.
Nope.
And last month we...
Hold on, asshole. How much do you think a tab of fentanyl costs? It's a street jug, you dumb motherfucker.
Seized another 1.7 million fentanyl pills in the state of Colorado, the poorly run state of Colorado, with a governor who's incompetent. And frankly, with a governor that won't allow our wonderful Tina to come out of a jail.
Tina Peters violated state law. She's in jail, and she's been convicted by a jury and sentenced. And you're the president of the United States, and a Republican, last I checked. So something about states' rights comes to mind.
In a high-intensity jail.
Really? Is it a nonstop, adrenalized, action-packed jail? A high-intensity jail? What are they just... Is it like Abu Ghraib? They just play Barbra Streisand music really loud 24/7, or...
because she caught people cheating on an election, and they said she was cheating. She wasn't cheating.
She was cheating.
She went over, she looked at one of the election scams going on.
Really? She just saw the scam and she reported it she made it as a whistleblower?
And because she did that, they put her in jail for 9 years. The governor of Colorado.
No, he didn't do it. No, a jury did.
Is a weak and pathetic man who was run by Tren de Aragua, the criminals from Venezuela, took over sections of Colorado.
Whole sections. Yep. Look at Dan Kane.
And he was afraid to do anything, but he puts Tina in jail for 9 years because she caught people cheating.
She didn't catch anybody cheating.
And when she walked over and got involved in it, they said she was cheating. She wasn't cheating. She caught people cheating on the
She didn't catch anybody cheating.
election, 2020.
Okay, just to be clear, because he didn't want you to think that, there was cheating in the 2024 election. Who would think that?
Along with a lot of other people that cheated on that election. You'll see that coming out more and more.
Sure.
But there's no doubt that
any day now. I understand why you're holding back. It's only been 4 years, so obviously the evidence is just sitting there. There's so much. I mean, you got to go through all of it.
America's adversaries are trafficking fentanyl into the United States in part because they want to kill Americans.
Or get them high and take their money.
If this were a war, that would be one of the worst wars. I believe they killed, over the last 5 or 6 years, per year, 200 to 300,000 people.
Nope.
Hear about 100,000, which is a lot of people, but the number's much higher than that. That's been proven.
No. Hold on. Let's see. I think it's like overall overdose deaths, period, don't even reach that number. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. 2020, 57,800. 2021, 71 to 72,000. Total number of all drug overdose deaths reached 106,000. 2022, 107,000. And then it went down in 2023 to 105,000. And then 2024, for the 12 months ending in September of 2024, it was the number of deaths was 48,000, almost cut in half in the last year of Biden. Huh.
And they've destroyed a lot of families, because when they lose a child, or even if their child is heavily addicted, you lose that family. The family will never be the same.
That's the spirit.
That's why today I'm taking
this is my message of hopelessness.
one more step to protect Americans from the scourge of deadly fentanyl flooding into our country. With this historic executive order I will sign today, we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. Do that with morphine too while you're at it. Apparently all cancer patients right now, like stage 4 lung, colon, brain cancer, a bunch of those people are apparently packing and are prescribed a weapon of mass destruction.
Which is what it is.
No, it's a painkiller, largely for people at end of life.
No bomb does what this is doing.
I think you have the Prime Minister of Japan's phone number, if I'm not mistaken.
200 to 300,000 people die every year that we know of.
No. About less than 100,000, and we know of them. We nobody's hiding the deaths. Like, what the fuck do you think is happening? Do you think people are pretending like that they didn't die of an overdose? You think 2/3 of all overdose deaths are hidden on the death certificate by the coroner, the doctor, the EMT, the patient's family, I guess, bribing somebody?
So we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. But before I signed the...
By the way, that's so they can blow up trucks. They can go, I mean, if you presume somebody has a nuke in their truck and they're driving it towards the United States border, that is a weapon of mass destruction. You can, if you have good intel on it, you can be legally, it's legally permissible for you to destroy that truck, right? To blow it up. And with it, any of the collateral damage around that truck that you have to blow up in the process becomes legal. If you declare fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction, that means anybody selling it on the street is engaged in terrorist activities and is in the arms trade all of a sudden. So, I mean, the executive order is just horseshit. But let's say they try to go through with this. Are they going to start picking up like street dealers and putting them in jail like they're fucking Victor Boot?
Fentanyl order, we will pin these great service members with their medals. And here today are the first 13 warriors who will receive the Mexican Border Defense Medal, which is a big deal.
It is. It's huge. Yeah. And without that, I mean, they won't get the discounted Cracker Barrel.
First, I'd like to ask Secretary Hegseth and Chairman Kane to say a few words. I'd like to have Tom Homan come up, please, if you would, say a few words.
Yeah, and say a bunch of words and make them sound like just a few.
And I want to thank all of the people, Pam and everybody, Stephen Miller, great Stephen Miller, what a job he's doing, for being here. Thank you both. Appreciate it very much.
Their office is right outside that door.
We have so many great people here, but I do want to ask...
Traveled all this way from across the hall.
Tom to say a few words also.
Thank God they don't have any work to do.
So, Pete, why don't you start it off, please? Thank you.
And let me go sit down.
Mr. President, thank you. I would echo what you said. This has been a team effort from the beginning. Tom Homan, Terry Cole, Stephen Miller, Pam Bondi, Christy Nome, Customs and Border Patrol, Protection. It has been one team, one mission to get 100% operational control of the southern border. You want to talk about America first, peace through strength and common sense? It all manifests in one basic phrase down there.
DCAF. Sorry, go ahead.
Border security is national security. And we had the task of 100% control, and because of these men and women back here, we've achieved that. Nobody is crossing the southern border. And I want to give a big shout out to our Northern Command, General Guillot. From day one,
It's not exactly how Trump pronounced it, but we'll let it slide.
They said, our department didn't look at the border this way before you. Joe Biden allowed an invasion of this country. Tens of millions of people, drugs, gangs, violence, and the military jumped to it.
And it's weird that, and those people were nice enough to self-deport.
On day one with our partners. Ultimately, it was incredible Americans. There's 13 up here with us today. They all represent about 2,000 people who've served at the border so far.
So they're going to have to share a medal. Okay.
So 25,000 Americans qualify for this Mexican National Defense Border medal that we're announcing today. And
so they're all getting one. Okay. So it's just, it's a patch. You're there. It's a bar. It's, it's like serving in one of the, they do this all the time.
Cool about this medal. If
you flip it, you move it in half, it's a bottle opener.
It was actually first given out in 1918. So we're reviving an old medal that existed, was given to men and women who defended the southern border. We found out about it. We used the exact same foundry with the exact same imagery, same color, same medal, same everything. So our men and women will be wearing that very same medal as Americans 100 years before who were asked to defend the sovereignty of our country. President Trump was elected to do that. You have done that, Mr. President. We're proud of this mission. We're proud to defend the American
Do I get one?
people and pin.
I want one. I deserve one, basically. I deserve a Nobel Peace Mexican Border Security Prize.
These medals on is an example of how important it is to us. So thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, Mr. Secretary, I want to echo your thanks and gratitude for the joint force. I also want to highlight General Guillot, General Nauman, and Command Sergeant Major Johnson, but also leaders at every level that came together, not just in our joint force, but in the interagency. And I want to specifically highlight our Border Patrol teammates and our Office of Air and Marine teammates who, when I went down to the southern border and visited, were right there next to the joint force. I also want to thank not just these 13 individuals, but the joint force that was also down there and your families who poured in to make this deployment possible on the southern border. And of course, this time of the year,
standard stuff from leadership in the military. And here we go.
Loss of a service member. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
This sure beats Trump having to go and receive the bodies of our fallen soldiers from Syria.
You know, it's always an honor for me to be in the Oval Office with the greatest president of my lifetime.
You mean the Reagan picture behind you?
Yes, I said it, and I meant it.
You didn't mean it. You didn't say that.
Greatest president of my lifetime.
You didn't say that. You didn't mean that.
Yes, I said it, and I meant it.
I don't think you did, actually. I think you were... I heard some irony. How you like that?
You know, I just got home last night.
Okay, so your wife's still mad?
I toured the border in California.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what we call it, too. Other people call it having a drink in San Diego.
Arizona and Texas. I did it in a four-wheel drive. I did it on the river. I did it from the air.
But I still do not like green eggs and ham.
Hundreds upon hundreds of miles of border.
And nothing.
I didn't see one illegal alien.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't, because they were on the other side of the thing. And by the way, I'm guessing they wouldn't try to cross when you're going to be around.
Not a single one. I've done this since 1984. I worked for 6 different presidents. No one's done more than President Trump. What he has done is...
Yes, no one has made America less attractive to immigrants than Donald Trump.
Give us the most secure border in the history of this nation.
It's almost as if hardworking people who do roofing and can drive Ubers and do farm work and stuff would rather just stay in their own country for safety's sake.
Where to stop? I went to hundreds of miles of border and didn't see one illegal alien. Incredible, considering the Biden administration, we had 10, 12,000 a day, most released in the United States.
Most released in the United States? No, these would be, you're talking about the people on the other side, by the way, who technically aren't illegal aliens till they enter the country, I suppose.
I'm proud to be with these patriots behind me. I'm already proud to be in the Oval Office of the President, but being with these heroes, I met some...
Look at Trump, like, he's my real friend.
These soldiers down on the border. And actually, a shout out to Fort Drum, New York. We got some 10th Mountain Division here, so Elise Stefanik, Claudia Tenney, we all love Fort Drum and the 10th Mountain. So look, this is a game changer. I want to make something perfectly clear, because we get attacked all the time being inhumane. The Biden administration is much more humane. It's a bunch of crap. Because there's been studies done that 31% of women that make that journey through the cartels get sexually assaulted. They get raped. And not just the women, children too.
Yeah, but once they get to the United States, it stops. If they're just trafficked all over South America and Central America, it never ends. They're making the trek because that shit happens on the daily where they're from. We're not responsible for what happens on the way here, but one of the reasons why they think that's worth making and worth risking it is because of the promise of the country when they get here. And you're basically saying, sorry you went through all that, turn around and go back.
I've done numerous investigations.
You don't qualify for asylum.
In that. Sex trafficking was historic highs with that open border. Fentanyl, historic highs that killed 250,000 Americans.
It's 250,000 Americans over the course of 4 years. Maybe more, maybe like 6 years.
No inspector terrorists that came across the border. Record, historic.
Also, how do you know? And also, what do you mean suspected? What, do you no longer suspect them?
What happened under the Biden administration was the most inhumane thing I've seen in my lifetime. Now that the border is 96% decline, 96% less people are coming, how many women aren't being raped?
The number would be the same. It's just happening in Mexico and Central America, and they have no way out of it.
How many children aren't dying making that journey? How many women and children aren't
Yeah, they're just dying at home. They have no hope.
being sex trafficked into this country every day? How many known suspected terrorists aren't just walking across that border? President Trump and this administration is saving thousands of lives every month. Hard stop. That's just a stone cold fact. I'm just proud to be a part of this. I work with Steve Miller every day.
Also, it's not. It's the idea that somehow entering the United States is the part where their life gets worse is ridiculous.
Steve Miller is one of the most brilliant people I've met in my entire life.
Well, I mean, look who you surround yourself with.
President Trump brought together one hell of a team here, and the success proves. We all working together, one team, one fight. We're not done yet. We're going to keep going. And
You seem done.
guarantee you we can continue saving thousands and thousands of lives.
Right, by omission, by the way. All these lives saved are all just people who would have been killed.
Secure border means strong national security. Secure border saves lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, let's do the medals, and I'll be signing this. Maybe you'll do the medals first, and then I'll sign, okay?
Yeah, something like that.
Please.
I think I'll sit down.
Nice medal.
Nice medal. Is there like a tap plate back there? Oh, there's like a wooden plank so the chair can roll around. And he's stomping on it.
That's a great job.
Why are you whispering? Okay, and then now he's declaring a medically necessary compound a weapon of mass destruction. So I guess any doctor that prescribes it or any cancer patient that's receiving it is suddenly in the arms trade.
No auto pen. None, ever. We don't like auto pens, right? We don't like auto pens. How about gathering around me, and we'll hold this up. Congratulations, it's an amazing job. Come on around, come on around. Let's take a good picture.
Yeah, you don't look like a toddler at all.
Good job.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Great job. What
I think he takes questions at the end of this.
you've done is unprecedented. How about holding that up? You guys hold it up. Nice. Hold it up high. You deserve it more than me.
What? Why? That's declaring fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. What? It doesn't have anything to do with the fucking metal, dummy. Make sure your hand is covered so people don't see the gnarly hematoma on the back of it.
So I'm going to give you another medal, though, that may be more beautiful. I'm not sure it
Jesus Christ. This is a challenge coin?
means as much, but it's really good, okay? This is gun medal. This is the one the military loves. So we're going to start, okay? Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, dear. Here you go.
He got his challenge coins look like belt buckles. Who made them? The WWE?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, don't go swimming with it in your pocket. You'll drown.
Compare it. Let me see. Compare it. Let me see how that looks. I don't know. That looks pretty good.
Thank you, Mr. President.
But that means something very special.
And this means nothing.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
I gave him out. Hey, I'll just pass him down, will you? There you go. You get that one. You way over the end there.
You can do that around your neck. It's got a nice ribbon. I think you'll like it. It's special. We don't give them to many people.
He gives them to everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And then one last guy there, way over there. Excellent.
Come on over here. Come here. Look at this guy.
The man's being happy.
That's 4 sizes up big. That means a lot up there. Hey, General, come on over here, even though you have one. I gave him one. No, this general right here, General Raisin Cage. He's a great general. Thanks.
Take another one. Yeah, here you go, kid. Go get yourself a soda pop.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor. This is a fantastic moment. I haven't done this before.
It's not a complete waste of time.
And the job they've done on the border is unthinkable. What they
It's unthinkable.
left us with, that they would have open borders with millions of people, 25 million people, probably more than that, pouring into our border,
And yet you can't find any of them.
totally unchecked and unvetted. Now we have the opposite.
We have checked and vetted.
We want people in our country, but they have to come in legally. And they know that, and they know they're not getting through, so now they don't even try. So all of the death that Tom Holman talked about, the rape and the death and all the problem, doesn't really happen because
Russia and China aren't paying for the caravans anymore
the
to help you out.
caravans, a name I think I came up with, maybe not,
No, I think the Russians passed that on to you.
but the caravans are very small. In fact, for the most part, they don't even exist anymore because
So that's pretty small.
they know they're not going to get through. In a little while, you'll be seeing, I'm suing the BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally, they put words in my mouth.
Uh-huh.
They had me saying
And you think soap maybe would be better?
things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or something. So we'll be bringing that lawsuit. A lot of people are asking, when are you bringing that lawsuit? Even
They're totally asking. They want to know, when am I doing it?
the media can't believe that one. They actually put terrible words in my mouth having to do with January 6th that I didn't say. And the beautiful words that I said, right? The beautiful words. Talking about patriotism and all of the good things that I said.
Oh, you mean peacefully and patriotically, and you can't remember your phrase?
They didn't say that, but they put terrible words. They actually have me speaking with words that I never said, and they got caught.
Because you used proper grammar?
Because I believe somebody at BBC said, this is so bad, it has to be reported. That's called fake news. So we'll be filing that suit probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
I
good
want
luck
to
with it.
thank all of you for being here. If you have any questions, I guess you could ask, but this is really a day of celebration for these people. The job they've done is really
I'm here to use them for cover. Don't ask me about Epstein.
unprecedented. So go ahead.
On Brown University, Mr. President, do you know what the motive of the shooter was? Was it a targeted attack?
That's moving along now, and we
Is it?
don't, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully, they're going to capture this animal. Hopefully, they're going to capture.
Has Kash Patel
Yeah, I would think so.
told you why it's been so difficult for the FBI to identify who the shooter is?
Well, it's always difficult. So far, we've done a very good job of doing it with Charlie, with the various times.
Oh, hang on to that notion real quick. Just put a pin in that for a bit.
This has happened. They've done it in pretty much
What the fuck with that giant golden eagle, by the way? Christ almighty.
record time. But you'd really have to ask the school a little bit more about that because, this was a school problem. They had their own guards, they had their own police, they had their own everything. But you'd have to ask that question really to the school, not to the FBI.
No, you wouldn't. What the fuck are you talking about? School. If a murder happens, it's the police and the FBI that look into it.
He came in after the fact.
This is Joe Biden's Brown shooting, not mine. This should have never happened. But I've been talking to the shooter very strongly, and he believes very strongly he had the right to shoot up people there. And, you know, I can't think of any reason why he wouldn't feel that way. And they're losing, you know, several students a weekend.
The FBI will do a good job, but they came in after the fact.
Yeah, they always come in after the fact. They can't investigate something until it happens.
Do you know if it was targeted, Mr. President?
No, they don't know that yet, no.
Sir, on the issue of drugs, is it accurate that you are considering an executive order to reclassify marijuana under the control?
We are considering that, yeah.
Are you planning?
Because a lot of people want to see it, the reclassification, because it leads to tremendous amounts of research that can't be done unless you reclassify. So we are looking at that very strongly.
Mr. President?
Mr. President,
Katie?
is it true that the reports that you rebuked the Israeli Prime Minister are the reports?
She's asking, by the way, is it true that he rebuked Netanyahu?
Reports that you rebuked the Israeli Prime Minister for the hit on the Hamas general true? And is Israel undermining your efforts to be a peacemaker?
No, Israel and I have gotten along very well. My relationship with Bibi Netanyahu has been obviously a very good one. Look, we took out Iran. We wiped out, with that plane right there, we wiped out the B-2 bomber. We wiped out the Iran nuclear threat. And because of that, we were able to make peace in the Middle East. No.
Yeah, there's peace. So even if they're still killing people and shots are still being fired and there's still bombs going off, it's basically peace. It's peace. Yeah.
We've had a very good relationship with Israel. We actually have a very good relationship with just about everybody in the Middle East.
Uh-huh.
Was that a violation of the ceasefire, the strike on the Hamas general?
We're going to have to, we're looking into that. Yeah.
He doesn't know what she's talking about.
We'll look into it.
On the Syria ambush of U.S. forces, do you still have confidence in the Syrian president?
I do. I mean, this had nothing to do with him. This is a part of Syria that they really don't have much control over. And it was a surprise. He feels very badly about it. He's working on it. He's a strong man. And no, this had nothing to do with the Syrian government.
Sexy guy, nice beard, no complaints.
To do with ISIS.
Very sexy. He's just Trump's type now.
As a response, they'll be hit hard, yeah.
Who?
Real America's Voice on Español. First of all, thanks for honoring these heroes. The communists have lost Chile. The pro-Trump candidate, José Antonio Caz, won the elections. Do you think this right-wing wave in the Spanish world is due to your influence?
Well, we just had a good one in Honduras, as you know. Had a great election there. I endorsed somebody that was not leading.
Yeah, these are basically, screw Canada. These are the 51st states.
And he won the election. And we had a good one just a couple of hours ago, I found out, in Chile. The person I endorsed, who was not leading, ended up winning quite easily. So I look forward to paying my respects to him. I hear he's a very good person. Yeah.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. This year you fired Democrats from a number of federal agencies, and now going into 2026, there are some key regulators like the SEC, the CFTC that are going to have 0 Democrats. Do you plan to appoint Democrats to fill those empty spots, or do you think that federal agencies shouldn't have Democrat commissioners?
Well, do you think they would be appointing Republicans?
Yeah, they do it all the time.
If it were up to them, so.
Yes, they do all the time.
You know, we'll look at it. Look, we want to be fair, but typically they're not appointing Republicans. So.
Typically they do.
You're asking me the question whether or not I'd appoint Democrats, but there are certain...
That is true. That was the question. At least you heard it, I guess.
Areas that we do look at, and there are certain areas that we do share, and share power. And I'm open to that, please.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it.
No, he wasn't.
I think he hurt himself in career-wise.
No, he didn't.
Became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all, in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country, yeah.
Yeah, just gross. Just fucking gross.
Mr. President, Leader Thune doesn't seem like he wants to get rid of blue slips. Will there be
by the way.
Once it's for the Senate. If they
Well,
don't
I
have
think
to-
they should get rid of blue slips because as a Republican president, I am unable to put anybody in office having to do with U.S. attorneys or having to do with judges. In other words, if you have one, not two, you don't need two, just one. If you have one Democrat senator, where we have a lot of them, you have one Democrat senator.
Yeah. Yes, you didn't win a landslide. You don't have control of the government. It is not overwhelmingly MAGA.
In a state, it is not possible to appoint, because of blue slips, a judge. It's not possible to appoint a U.S. attorney. You see that happening. And I think it's a disgrace. I think blue slips are a disgrace. They've long since, they should not be relevant anymore. This is a different world than it was 15, 20 years ago. You know, that was a gentleman and gentlewoman world.
Yeah, and it should be.
This is a little bit different, unfortunately. Yeah, please.
Mr. President,
Yes, you're an authoritarian hack. You desperately want to run everything.
What do you want to see Congress do this week as it relates to health care and the expiring ACA?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd like to see the people get the money. I'd like to see all of the money that's going to the Democrat insurance companies, you know.
Yeah, that's one of the big things is Democrat insurance companies. That's that would sort of be a public option, wouldn't it?
The insurance companies are making a fortune. They're up 1,700% and more, and they're taking in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars. And Obamacare gives you terrible health care. Just so you understand, Obamacare was set up, and I said it right.
Also, by the way, Obamacare is about health insurance. The care itself comes from the doctors and the hospitals and the like. And it's the same networks that exist. So what? I don't even know what the fuck he means in terms of it gives you bad health care. Like, I think he just thinks because it's got the word care in it and Obama, he just wants to attack it based on those words.
From the beginning, for the benefit of the health insurance companies, they're making billions and billions of dollars. Their stock is through the roof. I don't want to give them anything. I want all money going to the people and let the people buy their own health care. It'll be unbelievable.
You're right. It's not believable.
Do a great job. They'll get much better health care at a much lower cost.
Again, based on what? $1,500, according to the bill that they're introducing, $1,500, and that's it for life. You get a health savings account, but you wouldn't be able to save up enough for any kind of treatment for half a decade.
Would you like Republicans next year to just use reconciliation to do with healthcare exactly what you laid out, and they wouldn't have to worry about Democratic votes?
Well, that or knock out the filibuster. If you knocked out the
same thing, stupid
filibuster, it would all go away. But we have a few people that wouldn't do that. It's crazy. Look, we should knock out the filibuster. And if you did that, we'd get voter ID. You'd have no mail-in voting.
That's not true either.
All things that make
Republicans aren't for the all voter ID thing, because you'd need a federal ID to go with it nationwide. That would be the only way they would control it.
Our elections dishonest, and you'd get a lot of other things having.
You have to do election uniformity from the federal government, which a bunch of Republicans are against.
Not even to do with voting, but Republicans should knock out the filibuster, and we should approve a lot of things. You wouldn't have January 30th looming, because you have the 30th of January looming. You know that, right?
It is looming. You're right. Of all the dates, that one looms.
And if we knocked out the filibuster, it would be just a simple approval. But you have some Republicans they're unable to explain why. If you ask them why, they're unable to explain it. They cannot win the debate.
That's because they would have to admit that the ACA works.
But they should knock out the filibuster. And frankly, they should get rid of the blue slips too, yeah.
Mr. President, the Democrats won Miami, where you won the election 1 year ago. Do you think it's because of the Hispanic media like Telemundo that are publishing fake news about the ICE operations? How do you plan to win back those votes for midterms?
Yeah, well, I won that whole election. And, it's interesting. When I'm not running, we don't do as well. And I'm going to try and get that changed for the midterms. But we did have a big win in Tennessee, as you know. Matt Van Epps. had a big win in Tennessee.
Not quite. You went an area you won by 22%. They got in single digits.
Against a very strong candidate, attractive candidate, who a lot of people thought would do very well, and Matt won by a lot, and I won Tennessee by a real lot. You know, we had a great election. We won every single swing state. We won the popular vote.
Oh God, this is so boring.
Won everything, and there's a thing that they have now, districts, which is a big deal.
It is. Districts are a thing. You know, I don't know where they came up with. It's such a old word, like groceries.
I think in a way it's the most important stat from the standpoint of, you know, looking at numbers accurately. So out of
sure, districts and numbers and also stats.
Thousands of districts, I won 2,750.
Oh, he means counties.
Versus 525. Think of that, 2,750 versus 525. It was great. That's why
they're not districts; they're counties, and he's talking about all the counties with no people in them.
Map. When you see a map of the election, it's all red.
Because there's that much empty space in the country.
Other than two little narrow lines on the other side, please.
Sir, Jimmy Lai was convicted today in Hong Kong. Do you have any reactions?
I feel so badly. I spoke to President Xi about it, and I asked to consider his release. He's not well. He's an older man, and he's not well. So I did put that request out. We'll see what happens. Okay? Yeah, please, Katie.
A question about Ukraine. Now that the meetings in Berlin have wrapped up with Zelensky, is there a timetable for going to Moscow? Is a delegation going?
Well, I think that the delegation is largely there right now, actually. They're in Europe.
Yeah, in Germany. That's where Berlin is. So it just wrapped up. That's what she means. But Russia's not Europe. So.
And they met with those people that I called out before, the various countries, plus some others.
But not Russia.
They want to see it end, Katie. They want to see it end. They all.
Yes, they want to see it end by Russia ruling all of Europe.
I want to see it end. They want to see it end. I actually think that President Putin wants to see it end. You know, I've had good talks. We've had good talks with Russia. And I think they'd like to get back to a more normal way of life.
Uh-huh. This is their normal way of life.
Follow up.
Ask Georgia.
An Article 5 deal seems to be emerging without NATO membership for Ukraine. If such a security guarantee is offered, what incentive is there for Ukraine to give up any sort of territory?
Well, look, you have, they've already lost the territory, you know, to be honest. I mean, the territory is lost. But in terms of security guarantee, we're working with Europe on it. Europe would be a big part of that. And we're working on the security guarantee so the war doesn't start up again. We don't want to have a war start up again. You know, as I said.
It hasn't stopped, stupid.
With Thailand and Cambodia, two people I get along with great. And I dealt with
Mr. Cambodia and George Thailand.
And I called them and I said, look, fellas, you got to relax. You got to take it easy. They lost. You know, they started the war again. And I got it ended.
So do you get correct? Is that
things like that are going to happen? War.
Is that 7.5 wars or 8.5 now? Or is this like do you enter into kind of like a 0.50 beta version?
Again, I got it ended. And things like that are going to happen. War. There's nothing pretty about war. Nothing good, and there's nothing you can do to predict.
Good God, y'all.
What's going to happen? But I think we've made a lot of progress with respect to Russia and Ukraine. I hope. You know, last month it was close to 27,000 soldiers were killed.
Oh my God. You just said 25,000 like half an hour ago.
Soldiers, but 27,000 people, but mostly soldiers were killed last month in Russia versus Ukraine.
Is there a time limit on security guarantees?
Well, there's no time limit. The time limit is whenever we get it done. I mean, we're going to try to get it done. We're making progress. It's more difficult than anybody could have thought. I would have.
Bullshit. We all thought it would be impossible. Russia doesn't want to leave. What the fuck are you talking about?
Said that.
Good Lord.
Half of the wars that I got settled, some were going for over 30 years.
And they weren't going at the time.
that half of them should have been more difficult, and they actually haven't been.
But they, of course, started right back up again.
There's a lot of dislike between the two leaders, you know that?
Yes, it's really a personal beef. It has nothing to do with the fact that one of those leaders attacked the other leader's country.
And so it probably makes it a little bit tough.
Have you spoken directly to Putin? Have you recently spoken directly to Putin?
Yeah, I have.
On Syria, Mr. President, on the U.S. troops killed in Syria over the weekend, why do we have troops in Syria?
Because we're trying to make sure that there's going to be and remain peace in the Middle East, and Syria is a big part of it. The new leader.
There's going to pee. We're going to pee.
Is a strong person, and that's what you need. This is a rough part of the world, and
by the way, by strong he means violent.
It's been amazing what's taken place in Syria. We got rid of Assad. We got rid of.
Oh, did we?
The people that were really bad people, and that were.
Oh, those people too. Good. Okay, I was glad. Not just Assad.
The way of peace in the Middle East. You know, we have legitimate peace in the Middle East. First time in 3,000 years.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know what all the fighting is about. Do you think they know?
And we have 59 countries backing it. And we'll see what happens with Hamas. We'll see what happens with Hezbollah. But regardless, I mean, we have countries that want to go in and clean that out.
Yeah, which is, I mean, really what you need for peace is to have countries come in with their militaries and clean that out.
If we want them to do it. But they said, in the case of Hamas, they said that they're going to disarm, and we're going to find out whether or not that's true.
No, they didn't.
Hezbollah in Lebanon has been a problem. We'll see what happens there. But there is legitimate, large-scale peace in the Middle East. And if there weren't, we wouldn't have been able to make all of those deals that we've made with the various countries. They would have never been able to do that. If, for instance, if we didn't, with that B-2 bomber right there on the desk, if we didn't, of which...
You didn't use the real ones? You just used the little remote control version?
We just ordered a lot more of the newer version. Totally stealth. They could not see it. They knew it was coming. They had no idea where it was.
They're completely invisible. He should just get a stand with nothing on it, put it on his desk, and just on a little plaque just say B-2 stealth bomber. What's that? That's my B-2 stealth bomber. It's right there. You can't see it. It's basically invisible. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh God, this is I'm so over him already. And how much? We got like 2 minutes left, and then I have something else to show you. Thank you for watching and hit the like, etc. Shit. Oh, God. Do maggots actually like this?
It was pretty amazing, actually. Every bomb hit its mark perfectly, despite CNN trying to say differently. They didn't know. They just, hoped. They hoped that we didn't, but it turned out that they did. Atomic Energy Commission confirmed it. So did...
Atomic?
Actually, so did Iran confirm it. They got knocked to hell. But if we didn't...
They did get knocked to hell.
...knock out their nuclear capability, we would have never had peace in the Middle East, because you would have had a dark cloud hanging over Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and all the other countries, and they would have never, ever been able to sign an agreement. Yeah, please.
How soon do you expect that international stabilization force to be up and running in Gaza?
I think that it's, in a form, it's already running. In a very strong form.
No, it isn't.
But it'll get stronger and stronger, and more countries are coming into it. They're already in, but they'll send any number of troops that I ask them to send. They want to see peace. We have more than 59 countries. We have many...
Why aren't they there now?
Countries that aren't even in the Middle East.
Why does Israel even have to do it then?
But they're fairly close to the Middle East. They want to be involved. So it's been pretty amazing.
Really? Do you have notes from them? They're like, hey, can we be involved in your weird little peacekeeping punk force? Check this box.
Mr. President, this week a man named Keone Rodriguez is going to federal prison for creating crypto privacy software. The case was started under the Biden administration, but your DOJ kept it going and secured the conviction. A lot of people in crypto are saying that this man should be pardoned. Are you familiar with the case at all?
No, but he'll pardon him just because you said so.
Or would you be interested
I've
in
heard
looking
about
at
it. I'll look at it. Why, you think
He hasn't heard it.
he should be pardoned? Sounds like it. Sounds like, based on your question.
Many people in the
Rodriguez, we'll look at that, Pam, okay? Let's take a look at it. You know, you'll have to tell me. I don't know anything about it, but we'll take a look.
On Friday?
Yeah, please.
Mr. President, market analysts are calling for a
Uh-oh, it's MTG's squeeze.
to rally. Typically, it's 5 trading days going into Christmas. You know, in the first 2 trading days in January, that's a sign of market optimism. Do you anticipate, along with the historical low gas prices, that continuing into the first quarter?
Well, we've had the greatest stock market in history, Brian. We have a stock market that's gone up 52 times to new highs during a 10-month period, my 10 months. You know, my first 10 months, we set a record. 52 days, we had the highest stock market in history, including a day ago. And I didn't look today. Maybe it's up today, I don't know. But we had 52 altogether. And
gee, it's almost like it's been going up inexorably since its creation, but for a couple of drops like COVID in 2008.
There's never been anything like it.
There's been a lot like it.
And the reason are the tariffs have brought
Nope. The reason are the AI stocks.
Vast amounts of wealth into our country that countries that have taken our car companies, those car companies are all coming back. The AI is coming at levels that nobody's ever seen before. That's going to be a massive industry. Without the tariffs, we wouldn't have that. Chips are coming in. Chip companies are coming in from Taiwan and other places, but mostly from Taiwan, which has almost 100% of the market.
Nope. Northern Europe, too.
And
that's where the actual lithography machines come from.
We're now making chips, and we're not paying anything. It's not the CHIPS Act where they give billions of dollars.
Yeah, that money already went out
to companies, and then they just take the money and they run. That was under Biden.
They didn't run. They're building. That's what the buildings that are happening in Arizona are all about.
The fact that I set tariffs up, and that if they don't make their chips here, they have to pay a big tariff.
Horseshit. We need them for national defense and for electronics. We're not going to jack up tariffs on shit we don't make, dummy.
In order to send them into the U.S., they have to be here. You know, tariffs really work, in my opinion, almost only in the United States. They've been used against us successfully because we had presidents that had no clue. But tariffs really work. We have taken in hundreds of billions of dollars with tariffs and
lost $2 trillion worth of economic output.
More importantly, we've taken in countries and companies where, and even countries have sent their car making people into the United States in order
no, they haven't.
To avoid paying tariffs. And they'll
on the people
build a plant.
Sorry, are we buying slaves from South Korea now?
And they'll hire our people to make the cars. But we now have, as you know, Toyota just approved $10 billion in manufacturing plants in the United States using our people. Without tariffs, none of that would have happened. Tariffs have given us great national security. There's nothing like what's happened in the last 10 months. Tariffs have given us tremendous national security and tremendous wealth. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Hold on. I'm checking something. Hold on. There we go. Over the next 5 years, focusing on boosting hybrid vehicle production with recent investments in 5 plants. West Virginia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri open a new plant in North Carolina to support this shift for hybrid Corolla and the RAV4. Total commitment up to $10 billion U.S. manufacturing over 5 years following previous significant investments. Location, Liberty, North Carolina, 13.9. Georgetown, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri, and West Virginia. Why this matters. Build where you sell reinforces Toyota's strategy to manufacture vehicles in the market where they are sold, creating local jobs and reducing reliance on imports. Meeting demand addresses the increasing consumer demand. Okay, so that was... that's them increasing. It's $912 million in creating 252 new manufacturing jobs. Not quite 10 billion, not quite tens of thousands of jobs or whatever. 252 new jobs, great. $912 million to boost hybrid production. Not 10, yeah, okay. The Plano, Texas, it says 10 billion over the next 5 years. 80 jobs in West Virginia, 82 jobs in Kentucky, Mississippi, no extra jobs. Toyota, Tennessee, 33 jobs. Missouri, 57 jobs will be included. So it's really just the plant. Again, these are not, what the fuck point is increased manufacturing in the United States if there aren't jobs that go with it? Fuck's sake.